guys, this is the Adventures in Bookland group.
Started
That's
again
the name
from
of
the
our
top.
group. Oh, I was supposed to be the second
Just
part. Thank you guys. We're waiting for more people to join. Doreen, you can tell us a bit about how you've been during this COVID time. As I take some water.
I've been good. I don't think there's any that much that is new with me. Thank you, Becca. Thank you, Beryl, for joining. Yeah, you are not African timers. We love to see it. What else do you put? Oh, yesterday's live was so interesting. We had so much fun, and we are hoping to discuss further today. So I've been good. I don't know. I think I mentioned that the only thing that has changed about me is I like the countryside a lot more now compared to before. So that's a good thing.
We can see so many people have joined us. We have like over 10 people already. So thank you so much for joining. This is Adventures in Bookland, which is an online, we're hoping it will be an online book club. But for now, we're just having discussions around our reading culture as Kenyans, especially the youth, and what is happening to us. Why do so many people say that the reading culture seems to be going away? Like we seem not to be reading as much as the older generation. And so welcome. We are your hosts. I am Shiro Mutua.
And this is Doreen Dre.
Yes.
Our technical support team consists of Reynold and Bache. So we're hoping to have a lot of fun.
Yeah. So to start us off, we're just going to have a question to kick us off, to get us starting. So what book or movie would you say best describes you or your life? What book or movie would you say best describes you or your life? You can unmute to speak or you can chat with us. So you can tell us before we start calling out names, because we don't want to be those people who attack introverts. So you can just chat with us and tell us what book or movie best describes you or your life. We can start here. Doreen, what?
My pick would be Gabrielle Union's autobiography, We're Going to Need More Wine. I think she's very introspective in her thinking and in the way she relates the things that happen to her life and the lessons that she draws from them. I mean, I don't want to brag, but you know, I also like to just not move through life with without wanting to find deeper meaning in it. So yeah, I'd say so far that is the book that I'd pick to say describes me best or describes my life best. Ray, smile. What book best describes you? I think actually what you're going to do after you speak, pick someone to speak after you, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So Ray, you go after me. What book best describes you?
Me? Yeah. I say the reunion.
The Reunion. By who?
I think it's by Margaret Ogola.
Hey.
Oh, we apologize.
We do. Okay, thank
Supporting
you.
Kenyan artists.
Why would you say the book describes you best?
Because it talks of somebody who reinvents himself with the experience that he goes through in life.
Okay. Somebody else?
Pick
Oh,
someone, Ray.
I pick Becca.
Rebecca can chat with us. You can write. All right. Uh-huh. We're just giving her a second to see what she'll say. As she prepares herself, I think for me, the book that would best describe me is I think primary mathematics.
Oh my God.
Because wait, guys. Wait. Because it will be a book that sums up my life experiences. Get it? Sums, math, sums up my life experiences. No?
No.
You guys are not even going to like wave or unmute and laugh at that joke. It's cool. It's cool. It's fine. So we're waiting for Becca's answer to us. We're hoping she's still typing. I can see someone saying, no, Shiro, no.
I second you, Kunta.
Kunta, I know you've liked that joke. It would sum up some of my experiences. Anyway, so as we
Wait for Becca to
type and tell us who will go after her, we can pick someone else. I can see Angeline. Angeline, if you can unmute and tell us what book or movie. You can use a movie. If you don't read books, it's okay to tell us you don't read books, yeah? Yeah, we are not judging, are we? Even though this
I
is
don't read books.
put me on the spot.
You don't read books?
Yeah, I don't.
Okay. So what movie would best describe you or your life?
Who went home with the questions?
Let me pass for now.
Okay. Pick someone else.
Paul. Yeah.
Paul. Obero Paul.
Yes.
Yes. Hi, Paul.
Hi.
Welcome to our
Wherever that
discussion. You can
is.
tell us
Oh,
which book.
which book describes me? I think
Yes.
there's a book, non-fictional book called Blood and Money by Thomas Thompson. It's a very old.
Blooded Money.
Blood and Money. Pesa
Oh,
na
Blood and Money.
damu na pesa. Yeah, I think it's very, for a non-fiction book, it's so out of this world, like I am. For a non-fiction character.
Okay, thank you, Obiro. You can tell us who will go next.
Who will? Bache. I'm a big.
Bache.
Bache is not around, guys.
You're the one speaking.
This is William. But anyway,
okay.
I'd say
William Bache, can you tell us?
say Becoming Nigerian by Elnathan John. So I like it because since I don't have the right words to describe it, this is its review. It says it's a satirical collection that takes a searing look at how different forms of power are abused, negotiated, and performed both in private and public realm. So it's just a book about satire, and then it explains how power is misused by those who are in power. And it takes a satirical look and perspective when handling and tackling those issues. So yeah, so it's just about laughter, really. I'm making it seem complicated, but ni watu wanacheka. I'm picking Brian Ngugi.
As we wait for Brian, we'll read this chat by Becca sent in. She says, sorry, I can't unmute, but I'm not much of a reader and I can't even think of a movie at the moment. We are hoping this is the event for you to spark up that reading culture. Anyway, she's hoping to get some book suggestions after this meeting, and we've just started getting them from you people. So thank you so much. Brian, are you there?
So basically, we are picking, just in case you are joining us at the moment, we are picking a book or a movie that you think best describes you or your life. Anything off the top of your head.
Yeah, that describes your experiences or describes who you are, or if someone would want to know what kind of person is dodging is, they go for this book. So yes, you can keep telling us. As we wait for Gugi, we can go to Kunta. Becca suggested Kunta.
Okay. I was going to write in the chat, but it's all right. So the book kind of describes me to an extent. The rest of the half of the book is where I'm trying to achieve. It's a book called Undaunted by Christine Kane. And just talking of her journey through trying to figure out, God has asked me to do this. So how do I move from just listening to actually doing what it is that God is asking of me to do? And even just finding the courage and boldness to go for it. So the part that majorly describes me is that whole process, katikati. Yep.
Okay, thank you so much, Kunta. You can give us the next person to answer for us.
Okay, I pick Victor Gitao.
Victor.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Currently at the moment I've not yet thought of the book or movie, but give me some time, I'll say it.
Okay, so as I circle back to you, pick someone to go.
Okay, wacha nione. Bruce Minor.
Bruce.
Kila mtu ataongea. Najua kwenye mko mnatetemeka.
I just tried. Tunajibu.
Which book best describes you or your life? But if you don't read books, you can tell us a movie.
The Book of Daniel.
Okay, so how does that describe you?
Eh,
You like
I'd say how Daniel just acts, or rather reacts in life and with people and everything. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. You can tell us, you can pick the next person to go.
Dodi, yes.
Dodi.
Don't you pick a book? Tell us any book that you think best describes you or your life. As we wait for Dodi, why doesn't Abby go?
Yeah. Why doesn't Abby go where?
As God, like as we speak.
This is a very free meeting, by the way. It's a peer, what did you call it? A peer discussion. We can have a first performance for today. If you've just joined us, this is Adventures in Bookland. So what we were doing was a discussion about just which book best describes you as a person or your life, just to start us off. And so as you keep thinking about it, because we're going to ask more people to give us their suggestions, I'm going to ask Jojo if she's there. Joanne, if you can hear me, to just give us our first performance today.
Thank you, Winnie.
Thank you. Winnie's telling us we look lovely. Thank you. Jojo?
Hey guys.
Hi, Jojo.
How are you?
You're good. As you prepare, you can be telling us, Jojo, what book best describes you?
Which book best describes me?
Yeah.
Okay. One of my favorite books is A Thousand Splendid Suns. I loved it. Yeah, and okay, it doesn't describe me, but I can remember a book like in class 6. It was called Star of Light. Yeah, so yeah, I can relate to that.
Okay, thank you.
William is asking Joe, who told you about that book? I feel like he wants you to say him, but
That's Star of Light.
Yeah.
I went for, it was kind of like a scripture union kind of thing. So it was a competition. And then I won and then I was given.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you, Jojo. We can see you. You can give us our first performance. Yeah, we can see you clearly.
Yeah. Sawa.
Okay.
Soma, 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 kijana, masiku yazidi haribika. We soma, 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 kijana, masiku yazidi haribika. Soma, wazuri wazidi zaliwa, ya dunia nayo yazidi badilika. Kijana, wazuri wazidi kuzaliwa, na dunia nayo yazidi haribika. Kijana, soma, 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 kijana, masiku yazidi haribika. We soma, 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 kijana, masiku yazidi haribika. We soma, wazuri wazidi kuzaliwa, na dunia nayo yazidi haribika. Kijana, wazuri wazidi kuzaliwa, na dunia nayo yazidi haribika. Kijana. Thank you.
Whoa! Whoa!
Yes, Jojo, yes.
Wow! We apologize.
We really do apologize. Are we allowed to ask for another short song?
Surely not today.
Oh, thank you so much for gracing us with your presence, Juju. Asante.
Okay, Kariba, I'm having a class, so I'll have to check kidogo. So yeah.
It's okay. Thank you so much for joining
Bye,
us.
Jojo.
Okay, bye. And I
I'm so
appreciate
proud of
you.
you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. So just to start us off again, I'm just going to remind us who we are. This is Adventures in Bookland, which is a group of students who started this thing in Multimedia University. We are 6 of us. I'm Wanjiro Mutua.
And this is Dorinje.
We have Reynolds and Dodi and Bache on the technical team. And we also have Abby, who is in charge of our program lineup. And we're so glad to have you today. So this is going to be a book club, but for today, we're just going to have a discussion around our reading culture as young people in Kenya. And to just start us off, I'll ask Doreen to ask us, our first question.
Okay, so I feel like the best way to prompt this discussion will be to hear from you guys. What do you think your reading culture is? Like, how would you describe your reading culture? And then maybe take us through if you feel like the COVID situation, which is the quarantine, I almost said isolation, but it did feel like isolation for a minute. Anyway, the quarantine helped you, if your reading habits were like good, if you feel the quarantine period helped improve, or it wasn't the situation. Okay, so personally, I'll go first. Because I feel I used to read before, but then when you get to campus, it's a lot of things that you're doing. You have classes, you have clubs and activities, and you have life. So and social media. So I loved reading, especially in high school. I would it was something I enjoyed doing. But when I got to campus, it slowed down a bit. Maybe because I was trying to figure out how to just manage all these things that I have and still find time for something that I enjoy to do. But now the quarantine time was very instrumental. Kizungu, instrumental. Tumekaa kwa nyumba, you can't even, instrumental to me, because I was able to ignite that fire again. I even joined a book club. We go through books. So now I can proudly say I read at least 2 books a month. Ooh. And that's something I enjoy. And even outside of the book club, I still find time to read. I'm going through the library. When you're not stuck in the library, kwa hizo apps. So now I can go, I have time to go through the library. I don't know how I will fit that back into my schedule now that we are past COVID, sort of past COVID, or pretending like a past COVID, I don't know. But yeah, that has been my experience. Shiro?
Okay. I'm really impressed. I'm just like 2 books a month. I feel like that's a big thing right now. Anyway, I think for me, the COVID period has improved also my reading, mostly because I got time to read with people, like do books with people, and so that was good. That was so much better. I think because all of us knew we are stuck at home, there are so many efforts in trying to keep people together, and so one of those efforts was doing things like book clubs online. I don't think ours we call it a book club, but it was able to like get me to read. And so I think it has improved the reading culture. You can give us your take. I don't know if Osanya is ready. If Osanya is there, he can tell us a bit about himself. He's our first speaker today. About himself, first of all, what he does, and his views on the reading culture in Kenya among young people right now.
You can hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Oh, my name is Osanya Collins. I'm a journalist, writer, and currently a sub-editor. Let me tell you for how long I've been reading. Or first a question for that.
Yeah. How long have you been writing?
I've been writing for I can't even remember.
Wow.
Writing should be a continuous process. You think about something, you put it down. These days it's much more easy because we can do it through our phones. So that when you go through your writings, you get a beef to add on. You begin from a point. So you keep on refreshing, and refining your thoughts until they become more clear and until they make much more sense, and until you can feel that what you're writing has a message that you pass it across. So I've been writing from childhood, if I'm not wrong. Yeah.
Whoa. Okay. So what would you tell us, like some of the people you've worked with or where you personally write from? Is it like a blog or on what space? Mm-hmm.
Oh, I began writing with the Standard when I was on campus, second year. Then I wrote for them until last year. The Nairobian, that is, on the weekend paper. Then I wrote for Kenyan Students, which is a blog or a digital site.
Mm-hmm.
And now I'm on another digital site. Yes. As a writer or sub-editor.
Do you think what you read affects what you write personally?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And so what kind of books do you consume?
Books. In the beginning, I used to read. Right now, I like consuming books by Nobel laureates, very good writers. Yes.
Okay. There's someone asking what you write about. What do you write about?
Anything.
Mm-hmm.
Except sports and entertainment. I read about life. I read about life, politics, lifestyle, mostly lifestyle. I used to write poetry and creative writing. Right now I'm writing because I need to get paid. I'm not writing for fun.
Okay. What's your take on the current reading culture among young people? Do you think we read better than the older generations, or do you think there's actually a problem and we read less?
I think there's a problem about what we are reading, what we are consuming. We are reading mostly for fun instead of reading for development. Reading so that you can front an argument that is complete. Reading so that when you're commenting on something on social media, you don't look closed or half-baked. Reading to grow yourself, to be aware. So the older generation used to read for that. They used to read good books. By good books, I mean books that challenge you. When you read, you can also criticize what the writer is writing. You can have an alternative view and opinion.
Oh, very profound. So William asks if you think Kenya as a country is moving towards an area where writing can be a sustainable career.
Writing has never been a sustainable career. It's very tricky. When I was growing up, I thought I'd be a writer by my age right now, a good writer. I could pay my bills and work at any time I want, be flexible. But I don't know. With the digital side coming up, perhaps.
Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us. There's the one last question that's being asked. Is there anything you think can be done about that situation?
Situation?
Does it?
Oh, we are writing not a sustainable career.
Yeah.
Yes. Now you see, there is a digital disruption. Very few people are reading. I'm even surprised that you people have a book club and you're actually reading books together and talking about them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, you can do this personally. When you visit your friends and you go to their houses or their rooms in school, how many of your friends have books in their rooms?
For
aesthetic. And which books? Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Not for aesthetic, or even if it's books. If tables are Daniel Steele, Milton Boone, you cannot read romance all through. If you're studying journalism, read something about marketing, about environment, about politics, about health. That's how we can improve.
Okay. And what would be your advice to aspiring writers who are currently here?
Right. In the beginning, it looks like haiendi mahali, but pesa inakuja baadaye, pole pole.
Okay, thank you so much for joining us, Osanya. Thank you.
Thank you to
and
Doreen and
well, Chiro. So before you have a good number of audience, an audience to your works among us. So, and I feel we are all of the opinion that your work is really interesting and great. So keep giving us something to read about. Thank you, Osanya.
Thank you too.
Thank you so much. So we can continue with this discussion. Please feel free to unmute and give us your views and opinions on the reading culture in Kenya among the youth. There's someone who we asked about, a few people, when we asked about a book that best describes you, you said you don't read. Could you tell us what affects this not reading? Why do you find books boring? Who made you feel like books are boring? Is it that every book you've landed on is boring? Just give us a few opinions for the people who don't read. You can chat with us,
or what you think is a good alternative to the reading for you. What works for you?
Yeah.
How do you get maybe other information that people derive from books?
Yeah. I think we can start with Angeline. Angeline, I'm sorry for picking you for a second time. I'm very sorry. Angeline, if you're there, you can tell us. You told us your reading culture is not that pumped up. So what affects it? I'm waiting for Angeline. Let me look for someone else. We have Cedric. We have Charity. You can chat with us if you can't talk. We have Becca. We have Moniki Untua. Have Nick. I can see Nick. I can see Nina. I can see Njeri. So please, you can unmute and tell us about this reading culture personally for you. If you don't read, what affects that, and what, as Doreen has asked, what's your go-to?
Yeah.
If it's not reading, what's your go-to? What would you rather do?
And also, meanwhile, okay, so Angeline has typed something. As we get to that, I wanted to add on to something that I felt Osanya talked about that is, profound. He said that there's a disruption nowadays, which is why maybe the reading culture is in a didymia. ninakuanga actually proficient in academia. So let's talk about, I wanted to talk about audiobooks and just understand what do you people feel about that situation, with them being an alternative to, having a novel and just reading. Maybe people are busy going through life, so you'd rather just have like an audiobook in your earphones. Is this working for you? Is this another situation like how soft copy books and hard copy, like that sort of like, some people can't read hard copy. So I want to know how do audiobooks work for you as well as reading, like a book, or would you prefer reading the book itself? Nina, we would love to hear your opinion. You could unmute and talk to us. But before that, Angeline says,
I just don't find it interesting from the beginning. I tried, but the interest just wasn't there. Okay, thank you for that comment. Nina is saying audiobooks are very soothing. You just fall asleep listening.
So Nina, do you think the problem is the audiobook or the people doing the recording in the studio? Maybe they should get people like, I don't know.
The person listening when they were sleeping.
Or the person who's reading and someone come and shouts,
they should give us like Morgan Freeman so that we can listen to them.
You listen to Morgan Freeman for the sake of understanding the book?
Personally, I can't listen to an audiobook. I prefer just reading the book itself than to an audiobook. Yeah.
Okay, Winnie. Okay, here's another question. Sometimes the author is the one who does the audiobook, right? So do you also agree with the author? Do you not feel like, I wanted to ask, do you not feel like hearing the author himself or herself reading their own works puts you more in their position? But then the good, personally for me, the thing about reading is that it allows me to imagine the character and the voices.
Yeah, so maybe when the person who's written reads it out.
Yeah, because now you're
just imagine.
Yeah.
Or like for the longest time, I liked reading Biko because I never saw Biko and I didn't know who Biko was. Yeah. So it was interesting. But now, like later when I came to see Biko, I was like, I was okay. I was fine. Not like I was totally okay. So I don't know. Nina, do you have anything to say about that?
Nina just wants Morgan Freeman.
Like, honestly, I think reading a book like yourself, it's better because you start imagining that imagination is better than hearing your voice. You make up voices in your own head about the character. So it gets a little bit more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all.
Charity Singo, talk to us.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Okay, so personally, I feel like there's a phase when I could read thoroughly. But right now, I own physical copies of books to be a collector. Like, I don't actually get to read them. I'm like, interesting. Then I never read. Then I tried the PDF copies. And then the reader I use, you can switch to audio. Like, it can be read to you by an automated someone. But that's boring. It's like just someone reading. It's boring to listen to a book and it's not the author's voice. If you know the author, that is. Does this make sense?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, so I can't read, but I want to read. I tried podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my escape.
So podcasts.
And that's how I say it.
Do you think it would like
for what?
Would like a book club help you to read better? Like if you are reading with people?
You see, it also depends with how committed I am to the book club and if I actually want to read the book. Otherwise, I don't even know how book clubs work. Do you give me a book, go and read, then ask me? I can just fake it and catch up later. I read the synopsis. I know what it talks about. So if you guys say 2 words, I can figure out without even reading. Like, how passionate am I that I will actually read this book and make sure that I show up for the meeting? I can just say I'm busy until you guys are done with the book. So I don't know. It's complicated. You have to be passionate.
Yeah, you do.
Extra. I don't know.
Do you think also
It's
that reading is
complicated.
something that
That's me.
should be done like by people who like reading, or do you think like even if you don't like reading, there's a point in life where it's like you'll have to?
Academics.
You have to like reading to read, and you have to have the will to read. Because even if you like reading and you'd rather be on Twitter, girl, you're going to be on Twitter most of the time. So I don't know. There's will and actually doing it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I think to add to Charity's point, personally, in as much as I used to think before that I read, like I enjoy reading. There are books that I actually really can't read, and it's not like the book is bad. It's just I'm not connecting with the book. So I figured actually discovered nowadays I enjoy autobiographies more compared to, and before I used to read Harry Potter fictional work, like I was in that space. I didn't like autobiographies, but now I'm evolving towards autobiographies, and it's so easy for me now to pick a book, an autobiography book, and read it. So maybe if you're having difficulties with your reading culture, it would help to figure out exactly what genre, because it's an array of, you can pick from a lot of things. Maybe you enjoy politics, you could read just books about politics. Maybe you enjoy environment, and so on and so forth.
But we're going to read a few comments before that. So Kuncha says, I feel audiobooks are ideal too. I can listen while going on a journey, washing clothes, short journeys too. Then for someone like me who gets car sick and thus cannot read easily in a matatu, it's way easier to have an audiobook. I feel like audiobooks take away the experience of books. I'm just like, it's like listening to a YouTube video, just you're not looking at the phone.
Yeah.
Or like it's like listening to a podcast where people are talking about things. I'm just feeling like slowly it's like we're trying to move from reading. We're trying to do everything possible to just not read. That's why someone would prefer, this blogger also has a podcast. Let me listen to the podcast instead of reading the blog post. Because it's like, I just don't want to read. I'm escaping all forms of. So I don't know if I would vouch for audiobooks, but oh well, let's continue. Becca says, I never made it a habit from the beginning. Also, I think it requires a lot of time. But honestly, these are just excuses. Given a chance, I'd go for the movie. 1 or 2 hours, I'm done. Sad. We're hoping this again.
Okay, Becca, I think something that would maybe help to get more information when you, because maybe you like a particular genre of movies. But for the movies, what I used to do during that time when I was not like reading at all, if I watch a movie and they talk about something that's very interesting that I have no idea about, I make a point to just research about it. So maybe they talk about maybe a certain technology, and then you never knew it existed. After the movie, you can Google figuring out. So that's how I used to get additional information, even if I'm not reading. So now I'll be in touch with the world at least. William says Charity Tingo is the energy we need in our lives, period. Oh, Cedric says, I think I don't read that much because I didn't develop that culture at a young age. What I used to read is probably comic books. I just wait for the book to be adapted to film, which I enjoy more. Okay.
That's actually a factor we can talk about. The not reading at a young age. I was talking about it yesterday on the live, if you joined us for the live, and I was saying how we've been taught we have to read for something. Since we were small, it was like, read for your exam, read for the cat, like read because we're going to do a presentation, you know? It's like I'm always reading for something. And so when you come up and tell me, like how Osanya was talking about, we need to read to consume the information. Like I need to realize I need this information to read. Because you see, as also Charity said, like she doesn't see the need for a book club because why am I reading? To come and tell these people what I studied. Then let me pick a few lines so that I come and tell these people this. Mm-hmm. And I think that's a big problem, that we don't know how to read for ourselves. We don't know how to read to consume information, to realize that when I expand my mind with this information, it will help me. Like even if I'm doing communication, I learn about politics and I learn about the environment, I am a better communicator. Even if I am an engineer and I read about communication problem, like how we up or something. I don't know. What do
Maybe
you
we
think?
are not told that you can read specifically for yourself or read for fun or read it's a factor. I feel like it plays a part. Monique had a hand up, so talk to us, Monique.
Yeah, hi. I'm really loving the
Thank you.
And I love what Esther just said right now, that we were raised thinking reading is punishment. Okay, I was raised same way for my.
As we wait for him, we can read a few of the comments that are here. There's someone who said, on Shiro's point, I think the reason why books were or are made available was for the sharing of information or knowledge. So as time is progressing, new ways of sharing this information have risen. Thus, picking a book is less attractive than listening to a TED Talk. Yeah?
I think that makes sense. Plus, I feel maybe we also have to be open-minded because the world is, it's changing. Plus, we also can't just assume that each and every person actually enjoys having words on a paper in front of them. So it's good that they are finding substitute methods for people. Nina says, I love reading in a mat because I don't like people talking to me.
Yes. Hi.
Hi, sorry about that.
I'm very sorry for that. I was saying I love what you guys are doing, and I think reading is not an option. I think nikizaliwa mimi nilikuwa najua ni kuna wase wa kusoma na kuna wase wanapenda movies, but you need to learn in order to grow. Every stage of life requires you to read something. If you're a Christian, you really need to read the Bible. If you are getting to the point of marriage, you need to read books about how things involving marriage. If you get married, how to raise children. And if you don't read, most probably than not, hizi vitu zitakupata pabaya. So I think it's very important to learn that it's si choice. Sikusemanga, mi sipendi kusoma, cause mi nilikuwa mse. Nasema, mi nilikreatiwa msi wa kusoma. And I'm sure God was laughing because anyways. Yeah, but you guys are doing a good thing, and I wish you guys were there when I was younger in get fries Anna. But yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
So, Jillian has something to say. Someone is saying Jillian has something to say. Jillian, would you please unmute
and talk to us?
Please, guys, don't feel shy of switching on your videos. We're a no judgment zone over here.
We don't care about the background.
We've been feeling like we're talking to ourselves for a while, and it's just time to ask.
Watu wengine wametoka kwa masikio kama audiobook.
What's in the audiobook? They're consuming information about reading. Just like, see what time is it? Let me go to this reading event.
Yeah. She is dumb. Okay, as we wait for Jillian to figure out if that was a technical error or not, I want to put someone on the spot. Okay, wait. Okay, Jillian?
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi.
Hi, Jillian. Hi.
Reading self-help books. Yeah, I'm right. Yeah. So nikaanza kusoma those autobiographies and fiction books, and I think I'm loving it here. I'm loving the spirit that I'm growing, that the spirit that is growing in me for reading. Inanifanya na feel like I'm gaining more knowledge the books I read here. Yeah, inanifanya na I love the woman I'm becoming, right? Yeah. So reading is skill that we all need to learn. So I can urge everybody who's saying that reading is not their thing. Hata mimi reading was not my thing. Why? It was never my thing. Nilikuwa na kina Doreen wakisoma kwa class. Okay, tulikuwa na Doreen high school. So yeah, alikuwa anasoma novels zile kubwa kubwa, and I was like, wow, how do you even do that? But it's all about interest. You can just take one book and you never know. That is where your heart can be. Like personally, my heart, I started reading with this book, Trevor Noah. In it, somebody help Trevor.
Bona Crime.
I started reading Bona. Yeah?
Yeah.
Sorry?
I'm the criminal.
Yeah, I started with that book. It's so awesome, and that is where my reading culture started from. Like, just find a good book. Find somebody who loves reading. Mwambie kurekommendia a nice book that you might enjoy, depending on your characters and what you like. and your personality and everything. That is where your reading culture might start from. So reading cultures can start as old as you can be. Like you can be 20, unaweza kusoma 20. So don't feel shy. Yes, and I love your organization. Kopoa.
Thank you.
So you should start a podcast too.
We should write a book so
Yeah.
that people start reading books.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us, Jillian.
Okay, I wanted to put someone on the spot before we segue into entertainment. Winnie Kithome, kuna a couple of writers among us, and it would be really nice to
Have you talk
talk to us about the process and how, okay, it's okay.
Yeah.
When you talk to us when you are ready.
Yeah, we can have the performance as we take a short break by Nick. Nick, if you can hear us.
Hello.
Hi, Nick.
Hi. So I have a short performance. It's really short because I'm not sure of the lyrics of the entire song.
Because you had no time to read the lyrics.
When I was in
Why?
high school, I used to read a lot. Because in
What
high
happened?
school, I think it's because in high school there was that pressure. Ulikuwa unapata novel, mtu anatembea na novel ndani ya class, alafu kila mtu amebook. So you could find one novel has like a line of 5 people. So ilikuwa pia pressure ya high school. Alafu when I finished high school in campus, I tried reading, but then I don't read as much as I used to read in high school.
You can perform your short performance.
Take it away.
Hi.
Hi.
Because I don't have lighting.
Why were you being
adjust this?
Hatukujudge.
Watu wakinini.
Amejimute my guys. Acha nimsaidie.
What about
Technical team badala ya kusaidia.
Aya. Forgive me for if I guess that I'm not professional. I this as a hobby. So
okay.
So if I disappoint you guys, bear with me.
No, don't do that.
The song is called Come Home by Sauti Sol. So yeah. Penzi leo naenda safari na ni ya mbali, ukiwaza kunimisi madam, tabasam kidogo, every na every crowd that will sing my name, na 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 na. My days are gone, baby nakupenda, my nights are long, baby I need your love, baby ninakutaka, I miss your touch, baby ninakupenda. So yeah, poleni asikupitia lyrics vizuri. I hope you forgive me for
Nick.
The performance if it was not nice.
Nick.
But next time I'll prepare well.
Nick.
Yes.
Nick naitwa.
That was my performance. What?
Nick.
Yeah?
Thanks for that performance for chat.
Yeah,
Can you play Let It Go by James Bay? Amejimute tena wa jamaa, acha nimsaidie.
Okay, Let It Go is Let It Go has a whole ending, so I have to tune my guitar again. I have to play that.
Yeah, we've given you like 3 minutes.
Okay,
thank you so much for that
We'll circle back to Nick if he wishes to be given time to tune his guitar again. But I think the problem was in the way we introduced Nick. We should have said you have a comedian and not a singer. So that was on us. Thank you, Nick, for that laugh.
Thank you. No, that was a nice performance.
No, for real. Thanks. That was really nice. The
Yeah,
guitar.
it was. Leave this one out. That was nice. Anyway, we can continue with our discussion. Thank you for that. So, I would want to hear about your experiences with book clubs. Has anyone here ever heard of a book club? And if you have not joined one, what do you think a book club is about? Just from the top of your head. As we think about that, we're going to read a comment by Bruce.
So he says, well, books are good until they start feeling just opinions or findings, or I did this and it worked. Tara, let me write about it, okay? Yeah, because capitalism. We can argue and blame everything on our reading culture and not blame it on what is being written. I mean, have you read Catch 22? Wait, have I mentioned the Bible? Okay, so yeah, this is a very good point, Bruce, actually.
Yeah.
And then also, sorry.
I think also so many people these days who write blogs, young people who write blogs, don't read. Yeah. And you can actually, sadly, I'm not good, but like you can actually see some readings and you're like, like even wrong references to books. And it's just like, or you can see someone has picked a quote and they clearly don't know what that book was about, because where they placed that quote, it's just like, I mean, and I think that's also something like he's saying, we are not talking about the people writing books, and also the accountability that they need to have to their readers. Because I think we're in an age where we hold people very accountable for what they give us. Like you can't go to YouTube, put a video low quality and expect to have super high views. People want good things,
Okay, and then, I think there's two sides to what Shira said, and I will concur with Tingo, who says, what if it's their writing style to be like that? True, some people actually just want to, when they talk about something, they're picking a side. So if it's like an opinionated piece, like I understand where you're coming from, if it's opinionated. But also, in addition to, maybe Tingo will talk to us more about that.
I get about the writing style, but there's also just poor writing.
Okay.
Like I think there was a time when before you could like publish a book, it had to go through a lot for it to be actually a book that is out there for people to read, because there were good books. There were books that had gone through many reviews. But these days, there are no reviews to books. Like books are just, and I'm not saying like don't do that, because also that would be like blocking some people out who can't probably go through the bureaucracies. But I feel like they should also be really careful about what they're giving out there. Like I'm writing this book and I want people to read it. Let me be very careful about researching about this topic, so that I also don't just give, as he said, opinions.
Yeah.
So
okay,
yeah.
So you talked about accountability from the writer's side. I also feel as a reader, you have the accountability as well. You can just, it's also up to you. You can also pick and choose what you're reading, what will influence you, because you can read about anything. People like anything. People write like this, as I said earlier, an array. Like you can, but also in as much as you're reading, you can also get to decide, do I pick this and utilize it in my life? Is this what to believe in? There's a time I shared about, it can be someone that you really love. Like it can be an author who has been in the industry for a long time, has the experience, but then one day they write a book and it doesn't sit well with you. So is it up to is the problem the author, or is it you? You get to decide that maybe I like her work, but this one is just not for me. So there's also accountability on both sides. And then
so we can continue with the discussion, and we're actually going to have one last performance as we are about to finish, which is going to be, like just how we've had those two good performances. Anyway, but let's continue. Continue. Thank you. And someone has asked something, Maricela, if she can get hooked up with book clubs. We are going to ask you to leave your contacts. We're going to link you up with people who have book clubs here. We have so many people here who are part of book clubs. So as I was asking, what do you think a book club is about? What do you think people meet to do in a book club? And why is that something you have never joined, if you have never joined? There are some people who have been in book clubs, they can talk to us. I can see Katile here. I don't know if she's able to unmute. Katile can give us her experience with book clubs. I can also see Beryl. I know Beryl is a good reader. She can also give us her experience with that. But we can start with, I can see Sheila. Oh my God, thank you so much, guys, for coming. So, Vivian, Vivian, if you can hear us, you can unmute.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi. So I'm here to talk about the book club. Well, during this long coronavirus period, there was a time I actually posted in my status, and I was like, I wish I was a part of a book club. And then my friend inboxes me and is like, why don't you just start it? So me, together with a couple of our friends, we started it. We invited people and they joined. And before you know it, we had already started. So each week we normally have a book. We have a person suggest a book, and then we read it during that week. And then the following week on the Monday, we discuss it, we analyze it and discuss it. We get just points over there. Yeah, that's all I have to say about it.
Thank you so much. Maybe Vivian, you can leave your contact so that people can be able to contact you if they want to join a book club.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay. So I want to call up Beryl. If Beryl is here, she can unmute. Tell us. My question to her would be like, what do you think? Or you can tell us about your reading experience and what helps you read books.
Thank you so much, Shiro, for that question. And I heard you say earlier that a reading culture mostly starts when you are young. So I think that's one of the factors that has really allowed me to read. It's because I started reading when I was so young. I remember my dad bringing me this book, storybooks. I don't know if you guys remember the 1A, 1B when you're in grade 1, then grade 2, A, B, C, D. So I read, yeah. I know I have people here who relate. Yeah. So I read those books a lot. And that's one of the things that really has allowed me to read even up to now. I was just big upping Vivi on when she was talking about The Alchemist, her book club, and when we read the book Alchemist, it was eye-opening. So I am still on my reading journey, and I have one question that I wanted to ask our panelists today and even our moderators. How do you ensure that how do you create a effective reading culture, a reading culture that can be one for the lifetime? How do you ensure that you read every day or every other week and do that consistently? Thank you.
Okay. So how to ensure that you're reading consistently and effectively, like how to promote that reading culture. I think one of the things is, like we talked about, I think for me would be book clubs, like how we've talked about how talking with people about the books you're reading helps, and having people keep you in check. Because I think one of the things about having people reading with people is that they keep you in check. Like if I know I'm supposed to meet these people on Saturday, then it means before Saturday I have to read, and so I have to make some time to read. But that would just be one of the things. I don't know, Doreen can give her views.
For me, I think I feel like it's the same. I'll just echo another point I had mentioned earlier, which is picking something that works for you. So if you pick an interesting book, it's almost impossible that you'll get somewhere and just not finish it.
But like, how do I keep up after that book? After I read a good book, and it's like, do I wait for like till I get another good? I feel like if I pick like that, I can get to a point where I always wait until someone tells me, this is a good book. This is a good book for you, and then now you read it. What do you think?
Okay, I will just open the question to everyone
to give us their inputs on how you can, and anyone else can give us their views on how have you been able to keep up with that reading culture, to read book after book after book after book and not stop. Sorry guys about that. I'm so sorry about that. We had a problem with our devices. I'm so sorry about that technical hitch. So I was asking you guys to give me your opinions about how to keep that reading culture going, to be able to read book after book. How do you do that? Bruce is talking to us and saying, well, I think a culture is formed and a habit is sustained. Oh. Dodi says, wanting to know more gives me the zeal. It puts me in the pressure to want to read more. I love reading politics and history. Well, I think that's another point. I think what you read affects how much you want to read about it. Let me read a few comments.
Daphne says reading in themes. William says, okay, sorry, he did say what he had to say. Obero says, I think reading ni kama exercise, chagua ni lako. Just making that bold step to just start. Okay. Kunta says, carve out a time in your day, say 20 minutes every day helps create the culture. I just think reading is usually affected by that discipline and consistency. So if it gets constant, even for a short time in your day, it is worth it.
So thank you so much for joining us, guys. We are going to have our last performance by Washira. I don't know if he's here.
If you need help with locating a book club, we're here for you. So it's maybe if you don't get the contact from here, if you can't find Katile's contact, wherever you got your poster from, you can talk to any one of us and you can figure that out for you. I hope you all keep enjoying reading, struggling to enjoy reading, not giving up on reading.
And you can you can follow us on Instagram. We have a page called Adventures in Bookland,
No, bro, you have to say it right.
Okay, we'll write in the chat.
We'll write in the chat box. So please follow and text us and tell us all your reading needs. We'll connect you to the right people.
We'll help you find the right books.
Yeah, we'll help you find the right books for you.
Yeah.
And we can, I don't know, Washira, are you here? Feel free. And thank you so much, guys, for joining us. We have enjoyed, personally, I've enjoyed talking to you guys. Yeah. So Washira, yes.
Hi.
Hi, welcome.
Hi.
Thank you. I am here.
Okay, you can take it away.
Where?
Hi, Elizabeth.
Wow. But let me ask you guys a question. Which South African president will be using this particular meeting platform?
Uhuru Kenyatta.
No, South African president.
Which
Zuma?
Yeah, Zuma. You got it, man.
Why?
Oh, Shiro.
Wow. Shiro. My name is Brains. I'm a spoken word artist, and Shiro. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
All right. And here it goes. So I have a poetry performance. Yeah, and I go. So they, whoever they are, say that knowledge is power. And I know that it is fine medicine kuliko dawa. Books are also your wings to fly. So value every page therein. There is hiyo ni mabawa. Hire your communication skills, especially in the conversational fields. There is more to wordings and phrases than just by that. By the way, what will be the temperature of someone who loves reading? Bookworm. Freeze your fears and tension of what to say next, so that talking becomes more of your icebreaker. Broaden your game, your scope of beneficial content. Contend to feed your soul. Just don't food poison it. Eat from them and those that are healthy and mean more, with life breathed into every word, sentence, punctuation, mark. Also not all about reading, but also hearing. To the rise and to the fall of intonation of the narrator, taking you on a journey. Tour your mind, tour your heart in that astrologers haven't reached yet, worlds out of this earth. And while there, savor the taste brought to you on pen and paper, open your eyes and ears to the imagination as you delve into the mind of the author. Creation of stories that tickles your fantasy and sometimes horrific, breathtaking, nerve-wracking, inspiring, angering, laughing, smiling, crying, emotional roller coaster that also challenges your comfort zone. No, go, and once you land back, dare to again take another and yet another trip, because trust me, you don't necessarily need overly pressurizing amounts of money and tickets to travel when all you need is a book. And if hot cocoa ain't your cup of tea, try coffee maybe. Next time you feel the thirst to read, reach out to it. Don't shelve that urge. Safe journey. Brains at heart.
Thank you. Wow, that is a wonderful performance, honestly. Wanaitangwa curtain closers, ama?
Nani hao?
Watu wenye humaliza performance, wanaitangwa curtain closers, like curtain raiser, curtain closer.
Probably VIPs.